That's how I used to do corners back in the day. And this is extreme, but I used to cut the, again, it's the kind of same logic as this, because I would just kind of do this and I get the corners and then I get this. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you have this much material on the corner. What do I do with that? I don't know, I make relief cuts, try to smuggle it under, it always look like shit. Okay, and I spend a lot of time making something look bad. This terrible combination. All right, so this kid came up with this, and I wish I picked up his name, because, you know, that's the only reason I call it Belgian corners, because he's Belgian, but, you know, the idea is this, okay? I used to have a lot of material here, but what he did is this. He picked it up, kind of rounded it with his finger a little bit, and he found the tip of the corner, and he cut 45 degrees away, and he cut 45 degrees away. And then once he got to the what I call the empty side, he cut here, and he came back here, and he cut on the good side. Cool. Now that triangle that I used to fight with is where? Here. And then I take the heat gun here, and watch, okay? If I don't add heat right now, I think I'm gonna get a couple little tiny fingers right there. A couple. But if I load this with heat right now, kind of round it a little bit, as I get that warm, I kind of run my finger, kiss it again, squeeze it down, kiss it again, and again. Am I overstretching or just kind of warming it? Just warming it. Cool. How's my corner game? Tight, clean, methodical. If I got really crazy and this is a white car, would I be able to see a little bit of white right there? Yes. Do I care? Why? Just don't care. No. Why do I not care for this? Because I embrace what I'm doing. What am I doing right now? Commercial. This is a commercial route. All my corners are going to be symmetrical. They're going to look clean. They're done. They're systematic. Bam, bam, bam. I'm thinking at this point, are all my corners going to look the same? Yes. So, bam, bam. So if someone else I'm working with is doing the exact same thing, does our car look the same? Yes. That's professional. You know what I'm saying? So this is Belgian corners. This is all that kind of stuff. So are we clear for this? All right. So what I want to switch right now to is what? Color change. I wrap the car now like a manufacturer makes a car. And this is especially true with color change. Awesome. Okay, actually, yeah, my screens would be awesome. Awesome. All right. So this really comes into play with corners. All right. How did the manufacturer? How did they make their corners? You guys know enough about cars. So right here, and it's on every corner is exactly the fucking same. Cool. So what does the manufacturer do right here? They wrap the steel around, or whatever this is made out of, about 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Right when they get to the corner, whoop!
They cut it off. Yeah.
They cut it off. Why?
It's easy.
What?
It's easier to cut.
Not easy.
It's a relief cut.
It's a relief cut. Because what if they keep on going with the steel right there? What's going to happen? It's going to fucking buckle up. That's how far do they neutralize the corner in this case? About 1 centimeter on each side. Because they do the exact same thing here, and here, and here, and here, and here. On every fucking part of this car, they neutralize it by centimeters. Consistent, and they cut it short. How many people who get a Volkswagen, and then, you know, German, you know what I'm saying? Right, you know, how many people, any car in the world, how many people open this car and like, fucking hell, get on the phone, call Volkswagen?
No.
None. Why?
Because it's ridiculous to do.
Well, because they don't notice. It's symmetrical. They don't notice.
Open the...
Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But, okay, so now what I see though, and my point is, especially for color changes, I see people want to say, I'm going to wrap 1 centimeter under the entire hood. And if you do that, I guarantee you on every fucking corner, you're going to get it down for a day and it's going to come back and get fingers because you wrap too far. But the manufacturer is already telling me where I'm going to get problems. I use the manufacturer's techniques of how they make cars, and they tell me, okay, don't wrap the corners underneath because if you do, you're fucked. Thank you. My point is, are we good? All right, so let's do option number 1 for the material. Okay, so let's start in the corner. All right, so here, okay, if we're wrapping this hood, I kind of get this tacked, and then here now, and I'm going to pick the material up. I'm going to hook the corner. If I hook the corner now, okay, it creates a little kind of minor wrinkles on the flat area, but I don't care because it's flat. So now this corner is all set. I'm going to come over here, I pull the material this way, just to kind of get it set up. So now, okay, does it look like my corners are already wrapped? That's all I give a shit about. And then I can take this tension out. So by locking the corners in first, okay, it does create more tension on these flat areas, but all I give a shit about right now is these corners. Cool. What you have to appreciate now is these are what I call empty corners. Okay, there's nothing underneath, unlike these corners here, which I'll get to in a second. I'm going to cut the material to here, okay? What I want you to appreciate right now is this. When I picked up the material, okay, did I kind of, and again, you can get close. Am I already under the corner?
Yeah.
So I picked it up high and scooped it, like I'm making a bed. When you make a bed, you don't take the sheet to the top and push it down in the corner. You pick it up high and you hook it under. And when you hook it under, when you hit to the fourth corner, what happens? Flies. Cool. So here, I've hooked it under the corner. When I picked it up from here, under here, how far did I stretch it?
It's like cold
This is called cold pre-stretch. Yeah. Okay, but the thing is, what I want you to appreciate though, is let's do brass tacks. How far did I stretch it? 3%, 4%. So what I gave it is some energy. How do I know that it has energy?
Yeah.
Now I can fucking see it. I see the tension. I want to see tension. If I pull it flat and come around the corner, there's no tension in the material. It's not going to do what I want it to do. The hardest part of the car, I think, to get quality is corners. But I'm going to use the material to wrap the hardest part of the car. How? This. I do this. And I do this. And what does it do? Shrinks. So I just formed it to the corner. The biggest problem that I've had is originally with color change, or with the you know, because you have to understand, when Koji showed this and we started doing corners, and I've shot tons of fucking videos on this and stuff like that, is, you know, when I got done doing this now, okay, is I talked to Koji and I said, so what do you call it? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, because he got the idea from pre-stretch. You guys all know pre-stretch. Pre-stretch is you stretch the material beforehand with heat, and then you shrink it. Cool. But that technique doesn't work very good for what? Most films. Okay? With matte, it kind of glosses too much. With full print, it looks like shit. With carbon film, you can't use it so much. So he saw that technique. He saw Oliver from Texas came to Japan right before I got there, and he saw the technique of pre-stretch, and he tried it, and he said, I liked it, but it was too limited. Right? So he then took that logic of the pre-stretch and just did it at room temperature. Okay. So the biggest thing is people sometimes think I make the material cold. I make it cold. I'm just, you know, it's just the easiest thing to say. It's just cold pre-stretch. I stretch the material at room temperature. I give it enough stretch, like 3 or 5%, and then I shrink it. And now that works with every film except for chrome. Cool. That's my corner game right now. Could I put this on Instagram? Yeah. Is this ever going to shrink? No. Why? Because I already shrank it. That's the beauty of cold pre-stretch. So you understand, for Belgian corners, I did this. I came from a perpendicular angle and I came straight down. That's because I didn't wrap behind the corner. I did the exact same logic here, but now I'm doing it under the corner. How far did I wrap under the corner here?
Just around.
Just enough. Cool. Okay. But again, am I going to have fingers here? No. It's a base. Now let's come to here. I'll pop this open. All right. So let's do this, and I'll let Reiner jump. So this is when I use the masking tape right now. Can you understand why I use the air compressor right now? Dude, I feel bad on the Avery certification test right now. A lot of guys, they have to wrap the gals too, have to wrap the fender. And when they wrap the fender now, I have to dock off some points because I get specks of dirt right here. And they took the workshop and I said, dude, Clea, how would I avoid, even if I don't have an air compressor, how would you stop this?
We put some
Application tape.
application tape.
Application tape, spray it down with water, application tape, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This freaks me out. So now, what's the surface energy of this area here? Hot. Alright. This is the biggest step that I see people skip when it comes to corners, is this. Isn't that cool? Alright, so once I do that, again, I haven't worked with 1080 for years. It works with any brand. So I get the material to here, lock it into here. Okay, right now I make my leaf cut to here, and I have a little bit too much material. Whoops. All right, the biggest thing is, for this corner, is I don't do this. I don't stand here and kind of do that. Why? Because I can't really see what I'm doing. Plus, I'm only pulling with, how many fingers am I pulling with? 2. Do you want $2 million or 8? I like 8. So what I do is this. I come back to here and I get down and I can really see the material. And the biggest thing is, watch, do you see how I'm picking it up? So I keep it off the surface just enough to hook the corner. So can everyone see that? I see the corner now pretty clearly. I'm under the corner. I picked it up high and I locked it. So again, you can see, where does the tension shift now? I got a little bit here, but is this easy to glass out? Yes. So I'm shifting some of the hard parts to the easier parts. So now this is down nice and tight. And the biggest thing is this, by picking the material up and kind of getting it down tight. Cool. So again, pay attention to tension. Is there tension in the film? Yes, how do you know? Because it's fucking defying gravity right now. There's something holding it off the surface. If there's something holding it off the surface, what is that? That's the memory of the PVC. It's like there's energy in it, like this. Like you wake up in the morning, your hair's sticking up, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, I want to see this. If you pick the material up right now and it doesn't come off the surface and stay off the surface right now, that tells you that you did not pull hard enough. That tells you this technique did not work. Are we clear? Because I pulled it. Let me lock it in here. We're good. Okay. So we get it deep enough, and now I do this. Okay, is the material sleepy now? Seriously, it's like, dead asleep. All right. So now I can. It's like putty in my hands. I don't know if any of you have kids. Like when your kid falls asleep and you pick them up and they're asleep in the back and you take them into the house and they're just like right now. This is what I want. Is I want that super sleepy. Your girlfriend or boyfriend's dead drunk. So my point is right now. Okay. Look how deep I am behind the corner. Super deep. But how much tension is on the edge? None. You know, this is cold pre-stressed genius right now. So now watch what I do. The same logic as this corner. With this corner, for color change, I took the knife straight under. All right? With this, I'm extending my blade and I actually go straight under the corner. But what I do though, is I do this. Okay? Now I'm kind of neutralizing the corner by how far? About a centimeter. Why am I neutralizing the corner by a centimeter? That's what the manufacturer does. And then when I get to here now, I can actually cut to the light side. And I can cut on the light side now because I want the material to wrap farther under. Now I look at this side. Look what the manufacturer did here. I want you guys to appreciate it. Here's right here, okay? The manufacturer took the material and they wrapped it in here, about 3 centimeters. And right when they started getting closer to the corner, what do? We'll cut it back a little bit. And then we'll get to here and it gets nastier. What do they say? We'll cut it back all the way. So dude, they fucking went like this. How many people get pissed off like this? I expect you to wrap all the way to here. And I'm pretty pissed off. Okay? But the point is they're doing that to be smart. So how far am I going to wrap it to here now? Not very. So I'm going to pick the material up nice and clean to here. And now that I've neutralized the corner by about a centimeter, I cut to the corner. Cool. Same thing here. Now I can pick this bad boy up, get it down nice and clean, flip it up, tuck it under here, and I don't get any wrinkles here. And now could I put this on Instagram? Cool. So every time I'm wrapping, as soon as I get the corner done, I do this, put it on my Instagram account, I keep on wrapping. Okay.
That's a lot of corners.
Well, dude, that's a lot of corners. Was that a lot of work? A fair amount, but again, what's the engine? Masking tape, making a bed, shrinking. Cool. Cutting under. How far did I wrap behind here?
Just enough.
Just enough. Because what's under here is fucking hollow. There's even nothing there. Why did they do that? Because otherwise it's going to be cray-cray. You know what I'm saying? This is hollow. It's crazy. Why am I going to wrap under there? All this kind of stuff. Last thing, and this is actually fits right perfectly for Reiner. Remember I said sometimes you need to wrap under certain edges, right? So let's do this. Okay. This is what I call kind of a PPF modification for color change film. Right? So I put the material to here. In this case, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Take it high, pick it up, hook the corner, take it down. Cool. All right. Then I take my heat gun. Here, lock it down, all right? So now though, instead of cutting it flush to the edge, I need to get that centimeter wraparound. So watch what I do. Now I'm going to take the material and right about 1 centimeter from either side, I cut it like this. Can everyone see what I just did? So I cut it 1 centimeter like this. And now watch what I do. I cut 45 degrees away, and I cut 45 degrees away. So I have this type of shape. Is that very similar to how people on PPF do corners? That's what Reiner's going to show in a second. I stole this from PPF. And Reiner sometimes steals techniques from color change and puts it into PPF. I'm cool with that. So what I don't know what PPF people call it. I used to call it the butterfly, and people didn't like it, so I call it the hawk. Okay. But if it's the hawk right now I take my knifeless tape where I cut, like in this case, I would cut on the light. And now I would cut to here. And then I take this to here, I wrap it around. Now I get my wrap around to here, which is cool. But what do I not have right there?
Excess.
Excess. Does that exactly mimic what the manufacturer did? Exactly. If we open this right now, does that pretty much mimic exactly what the manufacturer did? Cool. Can I go home? How much time does that save me? If I shut the hood, do you see 100% blue? Yes. Do you see wrinkles underneath? No, because there's nothing to wrinkle. Make sense? Okay. Is this different kind of corners than you thought, or is it interesting? So again, if you want full coverage, you can do that, or you can do this. I don't give a shit. But either way, I'm not doing this. This is what I see people do all the time. Why is this a big no-no? Why is that a huge fucking no-no?
One cut and then.
Yes, I just cut on the car. I don't care who you are. What has changed? A lot of you have been wrapping for a long time. What has changed in the market since 1996 when I started till now? The internet.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a client, if I have competition in my town, and I go to take someone's wrap off, who they wrap, they're my competition, I take the wrap off, and I see cut marks underneath the hood, I will take pictures of them. I will show the client. And I say, I did not do this. I am not responsible for this. I don't know who wrapped that car, even though I knew. I don't know who wrapped this car, but they damaged your car. I did not do this. I'm going to still wrap your car, but I want you to know this is not me. Cool. What is that client going to do? They're going to go onto Google, or they're going to go onto Yelp, and they're going to say, this fucking company destroyed my fucking car. Here's my pictures. I'm not going to do it, but my clients are. And you're going to get a fucking 1 star on Google. And you know what? You fucking deserve it because you're stupid enough to cut on the car. I'm not joking. That's how you stay beat your competition who's always underbidding you. You play the quality war. But you let your clients do that for you. I'm not joking. Do you guys understand? Do you get frustrated by your competition underbidding you? I do. But I beat it with quality because if they cut the car, I'm going to fucking tell them on the client. I'm not pointing fingers. I don't want to get into war. That's not my deal. I don't do that. That's fucking dicey. But I'm going to let the clients give them shitty reviews, and after a while, that client will get what? A bad reputation. And they deserve it because they're stupid enough to cut on the car. I'm pretty passionate. You don't understand about business. This is just reality today, because it's what? Competitive. How do you beat your competition? By being professional. Okay, I'm doing it, you know, I don't tell the client to do it. By the way, go to Google. That's shady. I let the client decide. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. Are we cool? Any questions?